say the truth is bitter. Well, we make facts funny. Right here, we talk about everything you need to know. Out with the old and in with the new. This is Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. It's the last day of February and it's exciting. Thank you very much that you could join us. Today is another exciting episode of Fun Facts. You know how we do it. Sunshine TV, that's where you're catching us live from. We are broadcasting live and direct from the hearts of the motherland, or the first capital, which is Livingston, of course, right here. Thank you so much that you could find time to join us. And of course, thank you so much that you could, accord us this chance to just, learn together and just grow together. Welcome to it, and this is Fun Facts. My name is Clarence, and we are going to learn together and just discover new and amazing possibilities, as always. Hope you enjoy it, and of course, hope we learn together. Catching us live on Facebook, it's at Sunshine Studios, and those that are on YouTube, it's at Sunshine TV. Make sure you get your comments and your thoughts, and let's get learning together, let's get growing together, and let's just keep doing it like that together. So, do you ever wonder why certain people achieve what they achieve while others fail? Same 24 hours, same opportunities given, but others excel while others fail. Well, a lot of Africans, Zambians to be specific, tend to put the blame on either their ancestors, their family members, or just somebody around them that doesn't want them to achieve anything. As that might be the fact also is that there is no other enemy besides yourself. I'm going to repeat that. There is no other enemy except yourself. This is very important for people to understand. It's very important for us to understand. Let's stop shifting blames. When things are not going right with you, don't be in a hurry to shift blame. A lot of people want to always find why things are not going on well with them, and they always want to blame the other person. You blame it on, no, these forces that are against me. Do you know that you're the only strongest force around, the strongest force that is fighting yourself? Over the past few weeks, we've been talking about discipline. And I thought it was just very cardinal that we talk about personal discipline. Why is it important that we look at personal discipline, and why is it that we should talk about this personal discipline? It's very important because we realize that a lot of our failures are not as a result of external factors. A lot of our failures are as a result of internal factors. These internal factors, one of which is lack of self-discipline. It sounds very easy, and you want to say, but it doesn't really add up. I'm just being fought. Wow. Check again. There is no other enemy that is fighting you apart from yourself. You are your biggest enemy. You are your biggest rivalry. No one else. No one is chasing you. No one is chasing you. So quit blaming others and just put it on yourself. Put it on yourself. What is it that you're not doing that you're supposed to do for you to achieve? A lot of us have got a lot of excuses. I'm not doing ABCD because of ABCD. And then when you fail, you want to blame people. You want to blame your ancestors. You want to blame whoever. That is very wrong. Now, as I earlier alluded, we are talking about self-discipline, and we are saying the only biggest enemy to your obstacle is yourself. The fun fact for today is the only biggest obstacle to your success is yourself. Resources come and go. Chances, this is one thing about chance. It happens to everyone. It happens, it just happens to everyone. Chance, and it just happens. What determines your outcome is your self-discipline, is how you are disciplined. People don't like to be taught this. People don't like to be taught this. When I was just going through some things, I found this, and it kind of just provoked my thinking. People don't like to be taught this. We are always used, and we are okay blaming other people for our failures. We are just fine. I don't know. We are just wired like that. We know if you're not getting married at a certain age, your grandparents, or maybe they are doing something against you. But what if you are not marketing yourself as a material? What about it? So let me take a very short break, and then we'll be right back, and we're talking more on today's fun fact. The biggest enemy to your obstacle is not anyone else but yourself. We'll be right back.
You are still watching Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV. You are still watching Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV. You are still watching Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV. You are still watching Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV.
Welcome back, and we are talking the only biggest obstacle to your success is yourself. Now, as a lot of us might have the concept of shifting blame, the first person you are supposed to blame when something happens, try to look at yourself. When a conflict arises, when misunderstanding arises, you are also part of it. So why do you want to also always blame the other person and not yourself? All right? Let's look at self-discipline. Let's look at self-discipline in a nutshell. So this is just your ability to regulate your behavior, actions, thoughts towards everything around you. Now, this ability, it's not found outside. It's in an inability. It's an inner ability. Self-discipline is not found outside. It's something that is in you. If you are going to be disciplined, it's not because people around you are disciplined. No, you are disciplined. So there are environmental factors, of course, that influence our discipline, but most basically, discipline is in us. Here's a good example. When you've told yourself you're not going to take alcohol, when you are found with people that are taking alcohol, it's not them to tell you don't take alcohol. Even if they told you don't take alcohol, if you are really disciplined, you are not taking alcohol, regardless. But the opposite is true. Somebody will go where beer is found, and they've told themselves they're not taking alcohol. Just after getting there, everything just happens, and then they are drunk, and then the next day they are telling you, my friends influenced me. Well, if you were disciplined enough, it couldn't happen. Discipline. The only difference between people achieving goals and those that do not achieve goals is discipline. We are not, at some point, we are just not disciplined with ourselves. So now, how do we become disciplined? How do we inculcate this discipline concept in us? Because it's very important.
A lot of us have failed to attain certain things. A lot of us have failed to achieve certain goals. Why? Because we failed in our own self-discipline. Discipline starts as easy as taking responsibility of your actions. A lot of us are running away from responsibility towards our actions. It's always one thing after the other. Why I couldn't do A, B, C, D, it's because of this other person, not me. Are you sure? You're not studying in school. Exams come, you fail. The first thing that comes to your mind is my village people are doing bad. No, they are not. It's you. You do something bad and you misbehave. All you could say is, no, it was the devil's work. No, it was not. It was yours. It's you. Anytime anything happens, anything bad around you happens, we are always shifting blame. Lack of self-discipline. Now, in the quest of life and in a quest of success, we need to understand that self-discipline is very, very important. Earlier this year, everybody was making plans. The only people that are going to achieve those plans or those goals they made are those people that are going to be disciplined to those goals. Everybody can dream. Anyone is able to dream. But only those that have the courage to pursue those dreams are the ones that achieve them. That courage is self-discipline. The biggest and most hardest thing to do is to complete what you started. That is the most difficult thing about us human beings. It's always excitement. Every time there's something new happening, you're always excited. But the discipline is what keeps you there. Discipline is what keeps you there. Opportunities will come, opportunities will present themselves. Discipline is what keeps you going. Discipline means either or not I have to do it. Either I want to do it or I do not want to do it. Discipline says I have to do it. If something is important to you, you don't give excuses. That's what that's the most fact I've ever gotten to learn. If something is important to you, if you are disciplined to doing something, you will not find any excuse. You will do it regardless. No, I couldn't come to see you, or I couldn't do ABCD because I had ABCD going on. Well, disciplined people find a way to do it. You have a task at hand. If you are disciplined to doing what you're supposed to do, you do it either ways. How do we then come to a point where we harness this discipline? So now, discipline is not something you're born with, especially self-discipline. It's something that you over and over tell yourself and teach yourself. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you get to engage it, the more it becomes active. The lesser you practice or stay on it, the more it dies out. There are people that are just never they start this, they stop, they start that, they stop, start it. You are all over the place, not disciplined. Self-discipline means there is focus, there is a goal there. There is an aim to achieve something. That is self-discipline. But if you are everywhere, then you know you are not disciplined. I know. It's not something that everyone would want to hear. There is no one who's fighting you. There is no forces that are against you, especially your success. It's just our laziness. It's just our inability to inculcate self-discipline. That's what is causing it. Today is month end, so somebody gets paid. and immediately they get paid, they go and do God knows what with the money. 5 days after, 5 days in the month of March, they are complaining, I don't know where my money went. No, it's like me, there is a spirit. No, there is nothing like that. You are the problem. Self-discipline. Self-discipline, very, very important. Now, how do we inculcate this? Let's go straight. Let's dive to it. Let's get to it. Self-discipline, the first and most easiest step is coming up with a goal. If you're going to be disciplined, you're not going to be everywhere. You are not going to be all over. You are going to be at a specific point at a specific time because you need to be there. Self-discipline. There are people that are just all over. You are just all over. You don't know. There is literally nothing that you are doing. You're just all over. Self-discipline. Coming up with a goal is as easy as you just get a paper and a pen. Be realistic to yourself. What is it that I want? Okay, what is it that I be clear about it. When doing goals, we're talking about smart goals. We're talking about goals that are realistic, specific, measurable, attainable, all that. So you sit. This is how you start evaluating your self-discipline. Just come up with a goal and see how far you can go. See how far you are able to pull through with that goal that you've made. Something that is imposed on you is difficult to do, but something that you tell yourself you want to do, you have to commit to it. Then you are disciplined. Come up with something very just simple. If you're going to say, okay, I've realized there is lacking of self-discipline in me, what is it that I'm going to do? Okay, I'm not really self-disciplined in my career, as in my school. So I want to, yes, I go to school, but I don't have time to do my studies. And then to also, this has affected my grades. That is something that you've noticed. Self-discipline comes in when you start telling yourself, okay, I think the goal that I'm making right now is that every day at 20 hours, I'm going to start studying. You have to stick to that one. Because remember I said self-discipline it's not something that is born. It's something that you get to learn. It's like a muscle that you get to engage every time. So what you are doing when you start, you set maybe a timetable, say, okay, I'm going to be studying at 20. What you're doing is you're engaging everything around you. So it's like you're training. It comes at a point where all this thing becomes part of you. You are now doing it. You know you are disciplined now. Hope this is getting clear. You know you are disciplined because you've started. It starts with a small goal. Don't say I'll be disciplined when I'm 40. I'll be financially disciplined when I'm 40. It won't work. It starts now. It starts with that little budget that you're making. Oh, okay. When I get my money to do A, B, C, D, that's where it starts from. If you're going to wait until you are at a certain age to start doing certain things, you're not going to do them. Why? Because it's like a muscle. It's like you're training it. No, I'll get serious with my life when I'm 25 years. You're not going to get serious. You should practice that being serious that time. Otherwise, before you get to it, if you were going to get 25 years, it's going to be the same. It's like a muscle. The more you work on it, the more it becomes. But a lot of us are in the habit of saying A, B, C, D is the cause of why this is not happening. When you can also do something about it. Set a very small goal. Just start something small. They are not supposed to be very oblivious. They're not supposed to be out of this world. Just something simple. Set small goals and make sure you commit to those. Before you realize the everyday routine that you're doing, it's going to get to a habit. that small habit that you're having every day is going to get into a behavior. Once it gets to a behavior, then you know you're disciplined. Let's get this across. Those that decided to succeed, it's because they came up with a goal. I just want to change things around me. How do you change those things around you? They started looking at alternatives. And eventually, they started looking for what they can do better. And they did better. And then they kept at it. Then they kept at it. And then they are good. But if everyone has to stop and blame, no, it's not like those people that are succeeding don't have obstacles. They do. So what is your excuse? You're the only one who has not made it in your family, and you're saying it's my ancestors. Oh, look around you. There are people in your family that have made it. So what are you saying? Economy is not good. Oh yes, it's not good. But there are people that are thriving and succeeding in the same economy. What are you saying? School is hard, right? Well, but there are people that are passing in the same school, same class. Self-discipline. Today, just be deliberate about something. Okay, I'm going to do this. Just do it. The other thing is letting go of bad habits. As human beings, we have a tendency of having a pattern of bad acts within us. Bad habits. That is an enemy to self-discipline. It's an enemy to our self-discipline. If I'm going to be self-disciplined, it means I need to identify those bad habits and work on them. The problem with an habit, if it starts today, I do it tomorrow, the other tomorrow, this is like a muscle I'm training. Alright? So before I realize, that habit would have become a behavior that I'm doing regardless, because I'm now used. So a lot of us have got bad behaviors and we are doing them good. It's easy. You can just wake up and decide, okay, I need to go and drink. And you drink. Wasted. But why can't we replace those bad behaviors with good behaviors? Bad habits with good habits. Right? It is possible. The same way you were not born with that cigar in your mouth is the same way you can stop. Habits. Nobody was born fighting. Nobody was born insulting. Nobody was born stubborn. Those little things we do every day, then they become part of us. And then we become that thing. It gets into our character. Personal development is very important. Most especially self-discipline. A lot of people are going to resent you because you're not disciplined as a human being. A lot of people are going to come and leave you. Why? Because they realize there are certain habits in you that you have not worked on. And so when you are there seated complaining, why is it that my friends are getting married and I'm still here, it might not be that there are forces really around you. No, it might just be that there are certain traits that you have in you that are not supposed to be of that one who's thinking of getting married. Learn. Understand yourself. Get to know those little things that you're doing on a daily basis that are really killing you. Replace them. Work on them. It takes about 26 days to change a habit. So it takes about 26 days of consistent use of a habit for you to generate it. So if today I say I want to I want to start studying. If it's in academia, I want to start studying at 20 hours. It's not going to happen abruptly. It's not just going to come out like that. It's going to happen, but it's going to take time for it to get into my system. So it means at 20 hours, it's possible that the first day I will do it, because there's that motivation. Last time we were talking about motivation keeps you going, but discipline, yeah, that thing. So you're motivated the first day, you're going to do it. The second day, the third day, you start realizing that your levels of motivation start depleting a bit. What keeps you there is discipline, because you just have to do this, so you will do it either ways. So you keep at it. Personal discipline is very, very important, because trust me, motivation will fade. That drive, that excitement will fade. It fades out naturally. What will keep you doing what you're supposed to do is because you are personally disciplined. When others are going to bed, you know you are supposed to wake up and do what you have to do. You wake up. Everybody is busy, trust me. Everyone is busy. But there are still people that are committed to doing what they're supposed to do. Crazy example. When people are together in a relationship, do you know that there's some sort of discipline that they get to give each other, that when they don't talk to each other for maybe some time, they even get to have that thing. No, I didn't talk to you. Even have your day can be ruined because you didn't talk to that person, because you've taught yourself to do that. It's a habit. You started by texting, oh, good morning, they text you back. You start doing it consistently. It gets in your system that you cannot stay away from your phone. Why? Because you told yourself so. Let's be very, very careful with the little things that we are doing on a daily basis, because these build into a behavior, and this behavior gets into us. It becomes part of our character. It becomes part of our personality and who we are. I have an online caller. Let's see if we can accommodate that caller. Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I am good. The weather is good this morning. I am feeling great.
Great. Your name and where you are actually calling us from?
Mape here from I wanted to say I was outside Zambia, but then some people passed and I was going to get myself caught. Living
Nice one. Self-discipline. What's your take?
self-discipline, very important aspect of really living. So I don't know if I were to bring it home, like in our local language, if I can say kuzilesa, like you should have that within you, where even if no one is around, no one is looking, no one is watching, you you have the capacity to control yourself, to stop yourself, to stick to what you are doing in order to achieve what you want to achieve. So
Uh-huh.
self-discipline is where you do not allow yourself to be distracted or diverted by anything. So it doesn't need to take another person to tell you this is a distraction, this will destroy you, this will derail you. But you have that
Yes, please. Great.
discipline, yes, can actually delay things in your life
Uh-huh.
because those are when you lack self-discipline,
Mm-hmm.
it means those
Alrighty. Okay. Nice one, right? You can also do the same and just come through and let's get talking and let's get sharing your thoughts over this topic. Of course, that was Mape. Thank you very much for coming through. And of course, we could see some maybe networks here and there. She said she's not in Zambia. Anyway, I don't want to prompt anything, but thank you very much, Mape, for coming through. And of course, she was talking about something very, very important: obstacles. That would still bring us to our next point of discipline. That is identifying obstacles. It's very important. It's good that she touched on it. It's very, very insightful, and I liked how she brought it. She said kuzilesa. If I heard it correct, kuzilesa, self-discipline. You need to be at a point where some things you want to do things, but wazilesa kochi. You regulating some behaviors. Being able to regulate behaviors is what we are talking about. Those might, especially bad behaviors. When you are able to regulate those bad behaviors, then you are going to a point of self-discipline. Very, very important. People are going to come to you. People are going to tell you all sorts of things. Kuzilesa is what is important. Self-discipline is what's important. You are not going to live. No one lives in a vacuum where it's just you in that world. No, we all live around people, and these people are going to come with some certain influence. But it's very important that as human beings, as yourself, understand that you need to be disciplined. There are things that you should just not do, and there are things that you can do. If you have a goal, as we were saying earlier, it's very important that you stick to it. There are people that are going to come and obstruct you and beat you here and there, but it's very important that you stick to it. The other one, as we're winding up, just identify obstacles. When you are training yourself to be disciplined, oneself to be disciplined, identify those obstacles that are actually obstructing your development, your discipline as oneself. So you identify those. Might be maybe because you're too much on your phone. Try to regulate yourself. Kuzile sako sometimes we know you're supposed to, but just restricting yourselves. Otherwise, self-disciplined people are those that get to succeed. The difference between people that get to complain, no, there is this one who's working against me, and those that just succeed, it's not that maybe there is anything supernatural about those that are succeeding. It's just that they've inculcated self-discipline. They've chosen something and they stick to it. There are certain things that they cannot do, because why? They know they have a goal at the end of the day. Self-discipline is like a muscle. Those simple daily habits that you're doing, those simple bad daily habits you're doing, are making you strong. And they're going to get into a behavior, and they're going to be part of you. But today, identify those wrong behaviors. Identify those small habits that you're doing. Work on them. It starts with something simple and straightforward. Before you realize it, you would have developed self-discipline, and together we thrive. Before I go, let me just read something from Mape. It says, very important subject, lack of self-discipline would delay you in your life. Very important. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. You are delayed, you are denied, and of course you're rejected, not because there's anything against you, but because there are certain principles of self-discipline that you've not inculcated. This has been Fun Facts, and of course I've been Clarence, your host. I've had myself a good time. Hope you have had yourself a good time. Let's get to make sure that we utilize our social platforms. Of course, these conversations are still going on, and we can still talk through. Make sure you get your comments and your thoughts through to our YouTube channel, that is Sunshine TV, and Facebook, it's Sunshine Studios. Let's still keep the conversation going. Otherwise, from the entire production team here in the studios, to my director, Mr. Gani, thank you, sir. Thank you so very much for making this production another big success. Otherwise, from me, Clarence, it's been good, but I have to go. Happy month end, and tomorrow is another month. So yeah, happy new month in advance from Sunshine TV. Till we meet again, it's God bless and goodbye.
When they say the truth is bitter, well, we make facts funny. Right here, we talk about everything you need to know. Out with the old and in with the new. This is Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV.